My God, I want to say this, and I would like everyone here to lift up their hands and pray for me first. That God will give me the spirit of Moses, the spirit of Joshua, the spirit of Nehemiah, the spirit of Esther, the spirit that changes things, the paradigm shift. Unless the Lord build a house, those who labor in vain. And some of us, oh God, you call us like the days of Nehemiah. The walls were broken, and Nehemiah was in a place of comfort. But you call him, said, Nehemiah, it's not about you, it's about your people. Say our people. Say our people. When we say nation Africa, before we begin, I want to say, may God bless all our past leaders. Today mark the 60th anniversary of the old AU. To be precise, today, 25th May, it's also 39 years since the Organization of African Unity was organized with the hope to unite Africa. They tried for 39 years, they could not unite Africa. So in 2002, they met in South Africa. That we have failed the vision that our forefathers had to become economically independent and give Africa and the next generation a future of hope. We have failed. Say we have failed. Say they have failed. We say we have failed. I'm not saying it is the book. So they said, okay, let's change the strategy. The second strategy was that let's change the name from OAU because Organization of Africa is to fully unite. So let's copy Europe, EU, Eastern Europe, or Europe, Eastern Europe, or Western Europe, all of them are EU. So let's copy and say EU, but we shall call ourselves Africa Union. That's a good step. Let us also see if we can unite and give our people the future. Say the future. 21 years today, AU was also formed. And 21 years, they have not been able to unite us. So when you put 39 plus 21, it gives you 60. Say it's time for the paradigm shift. Say it. I can't hear you. And I'm going to speak on the message that I've written in the book. The Bible says, write the vision down, make it plain. So that those who read it will read and run with it. We are here to stand in the gap for our leaders. We respect them, we love them. That's why we vote for them. We want them to succeed. But in the U.S. Constitution, 4th July 1776, point 1, it said this: if you elect the people in power, Abraham Lincoln said, in your own direction, since we want to become Western Africans in Africa, here's the key. He said this: if you elect people in power and you see that they are not doing what you elect them to do, then it is your civil rights, say civil rights, to get up and come together and organize and make a negotiation. Let them know that the reason why we elected you is not going well in the Constitution, so that you make progressive suggestions to them, and by the grace of God, they need to consider, because you are the one who put them in power. They did not put themselves in power, so your vote is very powerful. Say, our vote is very powerful. Our vote is very powerful. I say your vote is very powerful in the Constitution, so that we don't have war, so we don't fight each other. So we are here based on the Western democracy system that gives us the right to bring our peaceful, humble, respectful, courtesy proposal to our leaders. Why am I saying this? Because I am a believer, and I was privileged to go to law school, but I went to Jewish law school. And when I was in America studying, I met Jews, and we went through the first 2 years. It was there my eye was opened that the Bible you have is a book of law. The primary book of the Bible is deliverance. Say deliverance. And therefore, if you study the Bible very well in the law perspective, the Bible says this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. So the Bible is not a book just theory. It's a law of principles. And after a certain period, I got to know why Israel has been able to unite in 1948. Israel, they went to the same principle and they were able to build a new Israel. See, a new Africa has risen. A new Africa has risen. One more time. A new Africa has risen. I can't hear you. A new Africa has risen. And the Jews in the diaspora worked so hard. I'm happy that His Excellency is here with us. He's the ambassador of the diaspora. That's the diaspora. Thank you for being here. I'm also happy that the captain is here. All of you. I want to hear me good. If we are going to deliver Africa, we must become one. We must unite regardless of our level. The Jews worked so hard. By 1947, they were getting close. And by 1948, through the help of the British and other concerned believers in God, they were able to rescue Israel. And now Israel has a state called an independent state. And today Israel is so strong and powerful, equal like America. Because when they realize that they have to deliver their own people, they don't play. If Africa Union and Africa as a whole, if you want to have the kind of freedom and economic development that we are looking for, then we need to unite. Say unite. So let me start the message. The Bible says this, and I want to read from this book quickly, and then I will give you solution. But we are here for solution. Say solution. Israel has found solution from the diasporas who work hard, and today they are on their feet. When the last time I was there, we had a conference, and this is what they said. They said, we have fought to deliver ourselves. And we shall fight to stand strong. And what happened to our forefathers, it will never again happen. Amen. If you touch one Israel, you take 4 down. You touch 10, you take 50 down. And Israel is so powerful, supported by USA. And I tell you, they did the move. They did greater things. We are more than Israel. Africa, we are more than Israel. But I want you to hear this. I want to speak on a subject. African democracy now or never. Say, African democracy now or never. One more time. African democracy now or never. A little louder. African democracy now or never. Good. Because Western democracy in Africa is a fallacy. Western democracy in Africa will not give us the solution we need. Our leaders have tried 60 years, and we can't wait for another one. What is happening is that they are saying that in 2063, Africa will be like America or China or Korea. But with the same principles that they are using in governing us, I can assure you and guarantee you that they cannot get there because we have been changed. And the reason why we have been changed is the reason why God called me and gave me this mission called Mission Africa. So we are on a mission to rescue our continent from the hands of those who have oppressed us, number one. Amen. We are also on a mission to educate the next generation because they are not teaching history. While we are set a predicament, it's not being taught in schools that we're taught. So we need to teach and preach. And to let our leaders who we have elected to understand that we are for them and we are behind them and we support them. But if they are also going the direction that it will not help the next generation, Proverbs chapter 11 verse 3 says that if the foundation is destroyed, what will the righteous do? If the foundation, the reason why our forefathers fought and gave us political independence, if that is destroyed, then what will the next generation do? That's the focus of Mission Africa. Because what they intend for us to have is called political independence. Now listen to me, political independence minus economic independence is equal to remote control independence. Politically, we have been independent, free, but economically, we are in slavery. And the Bible says, Proverbs 22, verse 6, 7, and 16 said that the borrower is a slave to the lender. You can call it any name as soon as you borrow money. And I'm not talking about Ghana, I'm talking for Africa Union. All the African 55 countries, 22 I state seriously or IMF. Say who? The borrower is a slave to the lender. So even though you are independent, but you are still economically in slavery. And we don't want to be enemies of the system. We want us to come together, find solutions to solve our problems. Otherwise, we should agitate. It should appear that we hate our politicians. It should appear that we don't want them to succeed. No, we voted for them. So I'm not here to bash them. I'm here to know that we are for you. But if the system will make you think that you become our enemy, then we must have a dialogue to find solutions for our problems. Amen. That they have to go. So we talk about Ghana, Zimbabwe, Congo, so many countries that I go to, and I tell them the same thing. The problem we have in Africa is not because our leaders are bad. They have good intentions, but there's a structure called Western liberal democracy virus. Western liberal democracy virus. Western liberal democracy virus. A virus can affect a plant. A virus can affect animals. A virus also can affect human beings. To destroy your immune system, the system we are using is called neocolonialism virus. It's a virus that when they leave, it will begin to roll over and roll over and roll over and roll over, and it's a setup for you to be in debt. In other words, we are in economic slavery and we are causing our own harm. But we are coming out because we cannot continue. We don't control, and we don't want to be enemies of our leaders. We are all one, but the structure they put is what we are against. And we are saying if the United States of America, funny prudent, 13 states, they became 15, and you have put boundaries all over Africa, and you are telling me you love Africa. How? How can you love Africa when you have divided into sections? And we cannot move, cannot go, cannot do anything and say love Africa. That is a system, it's a system. That's called a virus. It will stop you or kill you. But goodness is that we're not going to die. But it's a generation coming that this generation says that we will not let the local power destroy. Look at this. In 1884 to 1885, I'm giving you a problem before I give you a solution. Say problem. Many people don't know the problem, but when you study law, property, and apologetics, and human rights, and the Bible, Moses was a human rights activist. Nehemiah was one. Ezra was one. Mordecai was one. And there's a round study that you study to fight for people in a progressive way. So when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking because I am against anybody. I'm speaking from the point of view from the Bible. Shout hallelujah. One more you must know. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. What did I tell you? The whole chapter talks about Saul. God said, Saul, I have rejected Saul. I don't want you to keep on hanging around Saul too long. It's time to change and move on. Because I have got a man on my own heart. From slavery was Saul time. After slavery, another Saul came. And the Saul that came was a different kind of Saul. This man said that we must come together. We have liberated them by stopping slavery. But now, say problem. You must understand the problem. If you understand the problem, you can solve your problem. But if you don't understand the problem, you keep on living in the virus generation. But it's going to change. He said this. Listen carefully. In 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 30, 31, 32, read, he said that. Ask for the sons of Issachar. Ask for the sons of Issachar. Say, ask for the sons of Issachar. They had understanding of times. There are some generation who God has called to understand the times. And we are one. So we are one. As for the sons of Issachar also, they know what they ought to do. So we know what to do. And what to do is why we are all here. We are all saying people who knows what to do. He said a captain, he knows what to do. He said director, he knows what, all of us know what to do. But what to do when we go collective so that we can deliver ourselves from these chains of economic slavery. Then he said that, and their leaders were 200 chiefs. Say 200 chiefs. 200 chiefs. And their followers were all at their command. We need to understand three things. And one, we need to understand where our problem began. What our politicians are trying to solve. They cannot solve it because the way it was called. They came out with heavy virus against our ideology, our system, our culture, our education. When they met, there were 13 European countries after slavery. 13 of them. They said, now we have abolished slavery. Now it is time to develop Europe and America. We need raw materials. And Africa has gold, diamond, bauxite, uranium, titanium. They have the people, they have everything. But we have to have a system. We have to come out a virus in a way that even though if we are gone, they will cultivate their cocoa and diamond and bring it to us. This is a virus. So the moment we are able to set them up so well, no matter what they do, they cannot develop. When they met, 13, 14, USA was part of them. And then 14, 15, Turkey was one of them. The key people who designed this strong virus, ideological virus, which I'm talking about, in one, Portuguese. Say Portuguese. Two, Belgium. Say Belgium. Three, France. Say France. Four, Great Britain. Say Great Britain. Five, Germany. Now, don't be excited when people are trying to pacify you, when the majority of the people are in chains. So when I studied the Berlin Conference, say Berlin Conference. It was Berlin Conference that they came up with 8 strong principles that if we are able to inject these principles, Africa will perpetually and forever be poor. Now, I am not against anybody. I'm speaking as a neighbor, as a prophet of scripture. And I'm speaking the truth. And the truth will set us free. If you massage the truth and we try to pacify the truth, we shall live our truth. We will obey the truth. Pursue the truth. Pursue the truth. The Berlin Conference, the first agenda, I want to make it brief. The first agenda was what? Let us go and invade. So we are in a continent where we are infected with third-degree virus. Say, third-degree virus. The first degree was invasion. The second degree was division. The fourth virus was corruption. Say they coined corruption in Europe before they got here. And I'm not with you. And I'm open for debate on television. Because I don't want to speak here, I'm not speaking against, I'm speaking about the whole point of Africa. I check it out, and I know, and it's in the books, so many places. When they met, they said the first, let us go and destroy their kingdom system. We are tribal people with social responsibilities, and our focus and our vision is different from the West. We have a kingdom where our tribes, we have kings, queens, chiefs, elders, ochamis, amankrados, jasinis. That's our system. And for so many years, we never went borrowing money under our kings. Never. Ashante king never borrowed. Zulu king never borrowed. Kobo king never borrowed. Aibe king never borrowed. Achim king never borrowed. When you bring political parties, you have to care to come and borrow before you become slaves. So let's go back. Say, Sakopa, Sakopa, Sakopa. Sakopa, Sakopa. loyalty, faithfulness. You have what you call forest reserve, water body reserve, and you prepare the next generation and hand over the baton. In the monarchy system, in the kingdom, you don't do delegates and elections. Because in delegation and election, you have to find money and give to your delegates. Either TV or money or share money. So by so doing, you are already corrupting the system. By so doing, you all already before you start in power. Say, talk to me. I'm talking about, we need to go back to African democracy now or never. Say now or never. Because when they did that, they said the first thing to do is what we call political colonialism. Colonialism means we are going to use you as our colony after we occupy you. We divide among ourselves. When we finish dividing, we will send somebody from UK, from Britain, or from Portugal and come and be in charge of your land. And we sat down and they came. And they said, when we get there in the Bezaleel conference, when you get there, the president tried to destroy all their kingdom system. The kingdom, the chiefdom, the elderdom, all the domdoms, destroy. As you destroy them, they will forget in the next 40 to 50 years and sow a seed in between their chiefs and let some chiefs get some goodies and let us bring them to our side. And the chief of chieftaincy, I have studied it and I know what I'm talking about. Unless they're not talking the truth. And so once we give them some money, they will come to our side and we shall weaken their kingdom system. They are successful, but it's going to change. Because when some percentage we cannot leave our children, the next generation, such a pain and shame. Now they told us that tribalism is bad. But I submit to you, Belgium is a tribe. They have different language. UK is a tribe. They have different language. France is a tribe. And tribes and people of different language. And so Luxembourg is a tribe. Switzerland is a tribe. They have a tribal system developed to the point where they are strong. They come back to tell us that our tribal system is bad, so we should leave it. That's a lie. Our tribal system must be revived, innovated, and very strong. Because it is there. They are loyal. It is there. They think about your water bodies. It is there. But they destroy our kingdom systems and they replace the political system. But when King Charles and Queen Elizabeth, King Charles, Queen Elizabeth, and the rest, Holland has a king and queen. All of them have king, queen. All of them. Denmark has it. I was there. Everybody. But here in Africa, they have made our kings and chiefs as puppets. They separate them and they come and sit down with their puppet zero. And they give them some peanuts. It's a change. It's a change. It's a change. Because they are the construction of the land. They are the owners of the land. They don't for themselves. God gave them the language and gave them the trap and the natural resources. When they finish, number two, say Bezaleel conference. Now Bezaleel conference, now what I'm doing here, I'm doing in America, I do everywhere. Because I believe as a cause facilitator like this. For this reason, I bow down my knees for that God will give me the strength to speak the truth because we're in the face of men. We are the seed of Christ. And the plan has not changed. Kwame Nkrumah said, the independence of Africa, it will be meaningless if it's not linked with the total liberation of Africa. That's what Vision Africa stands for. Until we come together, we can never be these guys. Because they have decided that we shall be perpetual slaves. The second one they did was, let's invent what they call religious colonialism. Say it. In the Western system, I want to tell you, they came out with a system, with a doctrine of what's called Reconstruction doctrine. Let's make Jesus a white man. And let's make all the Indians white. And let us go to Africa because they just came out of slavery. And once we go there and project to them, Jesus was a white man. When they go to the farm and they meet any white person, they say, so it's not a joke. It's a sin. It's called ideological virus. Say, ideological virus. Coronavirus is an ideology, a philosophy, idea, an ism, a formula to destroy a people. Then, the religious coronavirus, the Bible says, I pray, John chapter 17, I pray that there will be one, as we are all one. But they call Methodist, Anglican, say division. Say division, please. It's a coronavirus of division in the denominations. Presently, Methodist, Anglican, Salvation Army, Baptist, all of them are from the West. Every church that will come from Africa, call it sorry. Put some negative connotation on it, so that there will be more. Then we are being more colonized, and they try as much as possible to make it and believe that you have to become an English to go closer to God. I submit to you that before they came, Africa was prosperous than now. And we had God. We had God of nation. The Bible says Moses was taught, Acts chapter 7:22. Moses was taught by the Egyptians. Moses, who became the first great man in the Old Testament, was raised by Africans. Where was Europe? Christmas, when Africans were raising Moses.
Yes, sir.
Matthew chapter 2, 13, 14, and 15. Say, where was Europe? Say, where was Europe? Let us debate Europe. We are talking about deliverance. If you don't see the truth, when Romans sought to kill Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Bible said, take him to his own life. Take him, don't take him to England. Don't take him to Rome. Don't take him to America. Don't take him to anywhere. In the Bible is there. They read it. The Bible said, take Mary and Joseph to where? To where? To where? To China? To Korea? To England? To South Africa? It is Africa. We are the custodian of the old education. I'm telling you, I'm going to have it. Go back. Don't let anybody tell you that I was set there with other ones. Jeremiah was saved by Elimelech from Ethiopia. What are you talking about? If you don't know it, and then you believe you were custodians before it was saved. Let's move on. Then religious colonialism is to divide the people in houses. I go to Methodist, and he goes to Catholic, and he goes to Salvation Army. So on Sunday, instead to go to one, the virus is still working. Say the virus is still working. The virus is dividing. So the wife goes to Methodist, and the husband goes to Salvation Army, and Sunday they eat the same plate. That's all right. Because a house divided against itself shall not stand. As soon as you divide the houses, you are pushing the European Reformation and colonialism agenda, and we shall get it. Number one, download that first one. 2, 3. They came up with the third one is called educational colonialism. Say it. This is true. Educational colonialism virus. It means go and tell the Africans, do not speak vernacular in your school. If you ever dare, and man of God, you know, big man, when we were going to school, we were told that we should not speak our vernacular. We see God gives wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and skills in your language. I repeat, God gives skill, knowledge, understanding in your language. Once you destroy your language and you corrupt our language, so they corrupted us by letting me speak English in Parliament. And by now, they said they can't go. Now they can't cheat. But I have been processing this vernacular, British vernacular, and worshiping, and they'll tell you that your grammar is bad. Can any white man speak Robo? And speak or Hausa or Tanzania? democracy, and economic development in every language. But what happened to Africa? They have killed us, and the virus is still working. And when you speak, they will spank you. So we are forced. And they say in the conference that one day there will come a time when their students will fail. Then they have to come and do something called remedial. Remedial is a serious crime and a virus. Your parents have paid money already. Then you have to go and repeat the bill again. That's a system to pass us. Say, change the system. African democracy. Our forefathers were so brilliant. We had architects in our language. We have lawyers. We have midwives. And all the days of Egypt, they were not speaking English. But the Bible says in Genesis, Moses time, there was a midwives. We built pyramids without speaking English. I said we built pyramids without speaking English. Sacrifice. We must introduce our vernacular and make Western vernacular a second language. But time will not allow me because we are destroying our generation with these colonialism values. Then they said, when they get the point, let's move on. The next one is called industrial colonialism. See, we are going to have something that they will never have more technical schools and vocational schools. We will make sure that they will be grammatically correct and economically wrong. So we can speak very well, and there's nothing wrong. But don't speak very well and bluff yourself when the economy is worse. Because we are not going to eat English. We are not going to We don't want more English. We want solution. And the solution is not in language. It's in the wisdom of the people. The chiefs have it, the kids have it, the priests have it, and if we all come together, we can make it. Hallelujah. Okay, African democracy. The Bible says the government shall be upon their shoulder. Why am I saying? So now, they said this in Berlin conference. Now today, those of them from God, and Kosovo tells us, close, say close. 8 years, close. No, they have virus, and the virus has killed it. 8-year virus killed 8 years. GDP, everyone has tried all the factories come to established. Kwame Nkrumah time, there was no unemployment like this. Kwame Nkrumah time, children were not carrying water and food on their head. Africans, we have become peanut traders. When foreigners have come to take over, like Merkel and what do you know this? All the plaza and China Mall. Our leaders are sitting down and they are watching them taking these viruses and destroying us. And we are so, but anytime somebody comes to you to give something, no, they want what will happen and give them. So they have destroyed us. But the time has come. I'm speaking as a prophet of future end time. We cannot be beggars in our own life. Industrial, they collapse all our industries so that they can bring something here and we buy from them. And we have been so colonized and you colonize and viralize that the virus is so strong that you need to see African dress, you don't fight it. If you see African suit, so weird. And we have been so that's what our is called culture colonialism. Culture colonialism. Let us dress Africans. The pastor must wear a suit. Even if it's expensive, he must wear it. Put some vertical shape, that white one, so that he can remember that he's very colonized. So you put vertical on, and then you are proud. Then put some chain on, and you are proud. Oh yeah, seriously colonized to the highest degree, because everybody was short. Then at the long run, all your money goes to suits and shoes from outside. While and your people and kappa. The corner is the point where you hate it. Say sacrifice. Preach in your African town. Preach in your African town. Preach in your African town. Don't let anybody destroy you. They have destroyed our culture. When they feel that they cannot bring them a book, they talk to God. Marriage colonialism. Say heavenly. When your daughter, they talk to the God, white wedding. Show me the Bible what is white wedding. Show me and calculate the cost of white wedding. And look at wedding. Very simple. Kakra, no pressure. But they brought this cultural wedding virus. Some pastors pride themselves. Also under your white wedding. What? White wedding. Oh, white is not a fucking guy. If you are African, wear your African clothes. Dress your African. And have your letter with it. And let's pressure. And let's cost. People go and borrow money to marry and have debt. And after that, they divorce. Call your wife and say, "What am I divorcing? What I'm going to buy a white wedding divorcing? Go back to your native clothes. Wear food. Wear abada. And be proud of what God has given you." Shout away. Take up over. All these are viruses. For the sake of time, well, we have two places. The second one is called food colonialism. Say food colonialism. Food colonialism. They are also going to come and beat us on the road. It's happening in Sudan right now. It's happening in Sudan. It's happening that the two forces are fighting. War. Why? Because we refuse to listen. Where Manchester, Sweden. Manchester, where Parliament are there. Yeah. Colonizers so I say, oh, Ghana Manchester power country. Every airport. We are asking our government to support you. Stop going for loans and let's focus on our local products. Let's take it every day. Our brothers take it, and we stop eating rice. Set of very declare. Put colonialism. This cake is once in the one I came from. Today this is 5, 6, 7. This one is 3, 6, 7. This one is 7, 6, 7. Preach. My people come from Sandaba. When I went to Sandaba to see my grant, we ate food. We just about 25 cities and we ate so well. Today to go and get Kentucky Fried Chicken, oh my God. And go and get Burger King, say colonialism. Burger King is nothing but colonialism. Kentucky, they are coming to do away over all our local food. Yes. So that they can bring their imported so that we can be in debt. So today, no, let's make a person because they're taking party. Man, talk about this party. Now, but corners of I'm a person as sound. Only I'm proud. If you come here, Cecilia, don't sell your product. And you are importing tomatoes. You are importing the beer. Wait. Tomatoes in the south. Hello. That person, I am virus. I'm not to economy. Virus to economy now. Or be a person of food. And so be a better going to be an occupational bank. And now for the politicians. So why have a clear like this? Can we take our mind off farming? So nobody goes to farm, everybody's done it. And when you have set a system, it's not wrong. But if you don't do it properly, you have a problem. Now, here it is. Say Champion International. Say Champion International. Say Champion International. Say Champion Way. You're based by International. China for Champion here. Too big. Esan said because we are not having professional schools and skill schools and trade schools, our champion from 1824 is still champion. But I come back to tell man of God, a lot of you, we need to begin to look at state critically. Why do you import Canada? Why do you import this thing? And look for foreign estates to bring a champion when we can create good big technical schools. Now I see what the car about. Now to be here. Say sacrifice. We get practical school say. Hello. We get practical school. Hallelujah. Please, God will put a place. Where's your place? Where from? What is God? This is from India. Because they know the Africans, they can pray and speak in tongues. India was all. Men from Africa. Yeah, they live over Africa. Omo kwe kuzamba. Ese kwe kuzamba. Rabakakata. Ukatala. Yumasakata no. Chale na baba ni swekima. Baba ni swekima say. Baba ni swekima. Baba ni swekima. Hello. Baba ni swekima. If your first swekima, I would say one friend, okay. So you never know what's going on. Come on. Never pray more. Then you pray more. No, no. Hey. All you praise are not in. Go back to Japan. Go back and stop. Say basic technical school. Hello, say basic technical school. Say something about this one. They're going to back to the center. Say back to the center. When fish about finish. I have to finish this one because when you go, it's a very fast. Oh, man, center. Oh, actually, I will sprinters, part 21 sprinters. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Let me stop. This is serious. Truly, the group of tonight. Wait 2 years, exactly, look at exactly. Yes, now! Our parliament in Africa. No one's got to do but we're not going to do it more. Now, common sense. Sally was there. And said, high sense. I was in Hawaii. Now, we got Hawaii. I'm doing all this because I did my service. When I went to Hawaii, I said, you want to have problems? The man is called Sakamoto. The Africans have everything. Why are you worrying yourself? Why are you saying? Tell them that they should send everything back to us. So that you can use your high sense. Because China will not come and say, there's so high sense. And the thing you put a very high sense. Food is a very high sense. What they are low common entrance sense. What they are the father, high sense. It's still high sense. It's still high sense. Now go with it. Let us look at China. China is an advanced country. China is not primitive. China is richer than America today. China is richer than all European countries today. China has 50 million in 10 years skilled workers and surplus. They have 11,700 technical vocational schools. They have private vocational, medical vocational, technical vocational, technical polytechnic vocational, and tertiary vocational. See, that's right. In 45 years, say China, without speaking English, from their own studies abroad, they come back and they have built a resilient and powerful economy. And they are everywhere taking over. Why? They have primary technical school where they learn the basics. And every district and every region, if you are from, I'm from Congo, so mango like this is so many mango drop. And the mango skin, fountain is first one. Mango skin, a processor mango to the skin. We don't have how many body are in factory? We have pineapple. In China, they have pineapple technical school. So every fruit that they have got school to specialize, to polish it and make it better for the people. China has eliminated poverty in the last 20 years. China has raised 800 million youth from poverty entirely. So by saying this, if we want to deliver ourselves, then it is time to propose. The military in the Bible, when they looked at the president, they came out with something called the defense system, which they will be taught. So they have given us all, that's why I invited these people. See, they have made every president in Africa, their system, chief of defense staff. So he's the chief army commander, the chief. So even the people are crying and they are shouting, yeah, bro, why no? As much as you jump on the street, hey! Police, first of all, it is the constitution backs the government to oppress us. By the 1776 US Constitution, you don't oppress the people, you sit down and negotiate. And in front of what is your problem? And China has sat down and come up with the whole process of all society. Everybody must get a share of the cake. And everybody has got a share of the cake. And China, poverty is really moved. They have 40 youth, less than 40 years, billionaires coming out every year. They are advancing fast. Because they said that they will eliminate poverty from the society. And we can do it. But the gold, the diamond, the bauxite. And by the grace of God, all of us, we need to unite the kings, the army commanders, the engineers, and everybody come together and have a negotiation with our leaders. In the way it is going, we must come together and call Africa democracy now or never. Yes, what?